Hi everyone, welcome to week 5. We're in the second to last week of this course. I can't believe how quickly time has flown. We are into the month of December, all the holidays that are coming up. So I'm sure that you're very happy to be more toward the end of the course. So I am in the process of looking at all your classroom designs. And so far what I've seen has been very exciting, and I look forward to providing you with some feedback. For this week, we are going to learn about autism. We are going to learn about other health impairments, and we are also going to learn about emotional and behavioral disorders, those categories of disability. This week, you're going to be reading an excerpt from one of my favorite books, In a Different Key, The Story of Autism. I'm not a huge nonfiction reader. Give me a good novel anytime, but this book was excellent. If you are interested in autism spectrum disorder, it's really a very engrossing book. So I would encourage you, if you have an opportunity to ever read it in full, I think you would really enjoy it. Excuse me, allergies. You're also going to be looking at teaching strategies for students with emotional and behavior disorders, and some information about autism from the May Institute. There are some videos about specific challenges, specific children with attention challenges, both a second grader and a fourth grader. A fresh and uniquely human perspective on autism, which is Dr. Barry Prezant, and some strategies for behavioral issues in the classroom, and how to avoid actually reinforcing negative behaviors. I've been there, and it's really interesting to think about what you're doing and how it could be having the opposite impact that you than you think it should. And then there is another simulator this week, an ADHD thought simulator. So I hope you enjoy that. And if you are using the text, the supplemental text chapters are 8, 9, and 10. For our discussion this week, we're going to talk about a quote from Dr. Shore. And his quote is, "If you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism." What does that quote make you think about? And how can you tie it to what you've learned both in the content that I've provided you, the content and learning materials, and anything else that you either know from your personal experiences or you have done some additional research. So I look forward to that discussion. I think it's a really interesting quote. And then for our assignment this week, we're going to be talking about learning disabilities and other health impairments. And I'm going to ask you to create a mind map. So I want you to go back to the simulators that you used in week 3, those 2. And then it was an auditory processing disorder and dyslexia. And then also the one from week 5, this week, the attention simulator. And I want you to be able to make a mind map. And I want you to look at a connection between what your experience was and what you've learned about these disabilities. You need to include in-text citations and a reference page, which is separate from the mind map. And if you've not done a mind map before, I did include a free mind mapping app for you. The link is in the assignment. And make sure that you are able to take your experience, the outcomes of those experiences, and tie it to your learning from the learning materials and other research that you have done. Again, if you have questions, if you've never done a mind map before, hopefully this will be an interesting experience for you. I think if you've not done it before, just hearing that you're being asked to do an assignment in a format you might not have used may sound a little bit anxiety producing for you. Please don't worry. Mind maps are not it's not a deep research paper. It shouldn't require tons of time for you. It's really going to be sort of your stream of consciousness, and that making connections between your experiences and what you've learned. And you can also Google mind maps to look at lots of examples of different mind maps. You don't have to use the app that I gave you the link for. You can just use a piece of paper and take a picture and upload your picture, if that's easier for you. If you want to use your own technology, if you want to do it as a as a Google as a Word doc or as a slide from a PowerPoint, whatever technology you're most comfortable with. And again, if you don't want to use technology, just get a blank piece of paper and take a picture of it for me. But make sure that you also include a reference sheet with you and have in-text citations on your mind map. And that way I can see what information you've taken from each source. So I hope that's clear. Keep your eyes open for probably sometime toward the end of week 5 for your course evaluation link. Those of you that have had me as an instructor before know that it's super important to me to get your feedback. Just like I give you feedback on your assignments, I really appreciate feedback on the course materials, about my teaching, about things that would make this course more meaningful for you, and what you liked about the course, and if there's anything you didn't like about the course. So they're all anonymous, and I really do, in advance, appreciate you taking the time to fill that out. So have a great week 5. I'll be back again in a week to see you for our last week. In the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to throw me an email. We can set up a time to talk if you need to chat about anything. And otherwise, have a great week. Take care.